What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Verse Crypto channel. We got another awesome live stream today. We have been talking about projects in the TitanX ecosystem. I am so excited because TitanX is blowing up. You guys have been seeing the power behind this ecosystem. Altcoins are doing its thing. We see meme coins. We see these cool DeFi protocols. And honestly, I'm just excited because I love talking to these guys. These guys are a lot smarter than me. And it's always great to talk to builders. So today, we're going to be talking about a protocol. This protocol is actually built on top of a meme coin that most of you guys have probably seen me shilling hardcore on X. And I really believe this could potentially be a meme coin that will take a lot of people by surprise. We're going to be talking about Flux Protocol. And today, I want to welcome to the stage my boy, Bass Sports. How we doing today? And Scotty, what's up, brother? How we doing?
What's up, buddy? All good, all good. How are you?
Hey, doing good. We've got build on TitanX protocols absolutely going crazy. We have the launch of meme coins. We have so much going on in this space. And just overall, before we get into this, how you guys been and how's the crypto market treating y'all?
Josh.
Yeah, I would do this every time. We always talk over each other. I'm always pausing, waiting. Can I say one thing? Your intro is fucking badass, man.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Honestly, when I hear that come on, I'm like, yes, this is fucking G.
Get you pumped.
Yeah, hypes me up, man. Hypes me up. Yeah, everything's cool. Everything's cool. TitanX is sick. Pulse chain looks like it maybe he's bottomed, hopefully, this time. P-Dye's looking good. My P-Dye bags are looking nice and healthy, so that's good for everyone. But yeah, like just busy as anything with building community stuff for TitanX is like blowing up. So yeah, I'm just hyped, and I think I've streamed like 3 nights in a row. So my missus absolutely hates me right now. We're all good.
Yeah, good stuff. What about you, Sky? How's the market treating you?
Yeah, same as everybody in this ecosystem at the minute. Really good. It's not just that though; it's the excitement of we get to see obviously behind the scenes of other projects that are coming up that haven't even been mentioned yet. And this ecosystem is just going to. It's going to be a crazy couple of months when everything starts coming out. It really is. Just really looking forward to it. And it's really good working on everything. It's brilliant.
Yeah, good stuff. Good stuff. So awesome. Well, overall, the one thing I've been seeing with a lot of Bill and TitanX projects is, with the Blaze team, you guys have been launching projects left and right. It feels like you guys have been launching a project almost every other week. So it's pretty crazy. And I'm just curious to get you guys' opinion. Do you see a lot of a potential in this type of ecosystem?
Yeah, like I think in terms of like my biggest potentials or the stuff I'm most excited about is like obviously the stuff we're launching, everything we're launching is like, or everything we've launched is absolutely amazing. Like I'm, participating in everything, but the way that we're gonna do Flux and Inferno and that whole ecosystem. So it's like you got TitanX, you got Blaze, you got Inferno, and then you're gonna have Flux. But it's all one big ecosystem operating together. But within that, we're going to have the whole Flux, Inferno, and the build on Inferno ecosystem itself. That is the potential. That's what I'm most excited about, because that whole flywheel of energy that's going to pass through all the different protocols underneath and through Inferno is going to be, yeah, man, fireworks. I hope. I'm excited for that.
I love it, dude. When you guys first came out with Inferno, it was just like this experiment, and then it turned out to blow up, especially when you guys were basically grabbing so much TitanX for that buy and burn, and it went from, God, man, it must have been like a couple thousand to a couple million over a couple weeks. And then people started really taking Inferno seriously, and then it just ballooned up into a monster. And the best part about what's going on with Inferno is a lot of people are picking up from what you guys were building, and they're coming up with these creative ideas where you take TitanX, you burn a meme coin. And in my opinion, this might potentially be a new industry standard, not for TitanX, but for any meme coin across the board, because you don't have VC insiders, you don't have ICOs, you don't have all this sketchiness. So overall, man, I think it's extremely awesome. So I'm really curious. I met you, Bass Sports, but Scott, are you part of the Blaze team, and are you a developer?
Yeah, sorry. Can you hear me better? I got some feedback. My mic was a bit dodgy. Is that better? Yeah.
Yeah, lovely. A lot better.
Yeah, so I'm part of the Blaze team. Obviously, there was 8 of us. I'm one of the 8 that sort of didn't really go on streams and sort of kept in the background, really. And then, obviously, we've got a team of 3 of us together to do Flux, and I'm part of that team as well. So yeah, I'm sort of doing the same sort of thing as Josh does. I sort of mainly concentrate on the tokenomics and the white papers, and then Josh was out front, and I've sort of decided to come on board as there's less of us, and sort of try and take on board some of the going out front and meeting people part of it.
I love it, man. That's cool. That's cool because I think I met all of you guys because I know there's 8 of you guys, and it's cool to meet you. And then I know there's a couple. I know there's one Irish Crypto, then there's Utah Crypto, there's Bad Sports, there's Ali Kane, the legend. So, and I'm sorry if I miss saying other names, but like I said, you know, the biggest part about what I love about Blaze is you guys are constantly building. You're always innovating. You're not scared to get into the weeds and develop something great. So before we get into Flux, the next thing I want to talk about is the Blaze project. How's Blaze coming along, and do you guys see a community forming behind this token?
Yeah, Blaze is doing exactly what it's designed to do, and that, to be honest, especially over the past couple of weeks, the Telegram's really filling up. We're seeing more on Twitter. Yeah, it's doing exactly what it's supposed to do, and as the daily deflation drops and drops and drops, we're gonna see some movement in the direction of what we're gonna want. So the payout pools are looking good, and if and when ETH starts to move, they're gonna look really juicy, especially the longer term ones. And anybody that's took advantage of these lower prices and managed to get a diamond hand ticket, I obviously not financial advice, but I think they're going to be very happy when that payout comes.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm gonna take a quick look at the chart real quick.
Yeah, while you're pulling that up, Chris, just to comment on. So when I look at Blaze, I don't look at the chart as much. I look at the dash, and like for instance, now right, we're at $2.20. Are we around that?
Yeah.
$2.20, right? So the 8-day payout pool at the minute we've got. So tomorrow morning it closes, but there's 30 grand there. There's 12.8 ETH in there. So we only need to do a 2x in price for that 8-day pool to be looking around a 60K pool. If the ROI closes out every day, then you get double the value into the system. I think that's really a great point that a lot of people probably don't realize.
Yeah, the passive income component of Blaze is extremely lucrative, especially when you're getting that ETH payout. And then from my understanding, the Diamond Hand Club, you can only be a part of that with a specific amount of Blaze tokens, but it has to be staked within the first year. Is that correct?
Yeah. It's 4,000 tokens staked within the first year. So after that first year, that payout pool will just be filling up. Nobody else will be coming in. So your share of that pool will just increase, in, obviously, as long as people are still coming into the auction. So every other payout pool, the way things work, generally, you can get diluted as time goes on. But with that one, once it gets past the year, you're not getting diluted anymore, and that's just going to build up. Gotcha.
Awesome breakdown. Now, just looking at the chart, it looks like we got a clear bottom signal that's coming out. It looks like the bottom could potentially be in on Blaze, which is awesome. And then versus TitanX, it's about trading sideways. Yeah. So in my opinion, when I look at charts and I look at deals, I look for this type of stuff because we see a lot of projects that are going up versus TitanX, and then we have a few projects going sideways with it. So in my opinion, once you guys start, gaining traction, especially with a lot of these projects going viral, that's probably going to be the play. And I know you guys are founders, you can't speculate on price, but it's just definitely something good to take a look at. And then Diamond Club, you said 4,000. Oh yeah, I was looking at it earlier. So 4,000, and right now the position is about 9K in Blaze tokens. So it's just some good information for anyone to know about the Blaze protocol if you so choose to participate. So awesome stuff, guys. Well, let's just flip the script and go over to Flux. I'm really excited to learn about Flux because I see you guys marketing about it. I see you guys adding Inferno to it, and I think it could be potentially a monster of a protocol. So, just give me a brief breakdown before we dive into the details. What is Flux for anyone who's never heard about it?
Who's taking it?
Go on, Josh. I'll do the more detailed stuff if you want.
Yeah,
you do the overview.
All right, Flux is auction-based protocol. You deposit TitanX to come into the Flux auction, and you are auctioning in a 24-hour cycle for the Flux token. There's a set amount of tokens available every 24 hours, and the interesting part of that is how the value is allocated from your deposit. So half of your deposit goes to buy Flux from the LP. This purchase routes through Inferno, buys Flux, and then max stakes Flux. So you lock in Flux off the market forever, but you're being paid in TitanX rewards for doing so. The other 50% then is taken to the buy and burn allocations, which you've got a buy and burn of Inferno Direct. So you've actually got, so this is slightly adjusted, but the percentages overall are the same. So you've got 17.2% directly buys and burns Inferno. Mm-hmm. And then you've got 28.8% buys and burns Flux, but that routes through Inferno also. So there's a lot of value here being pushed through Inferno, and I'm probably going into the weeds a little bit there, but essentially TitanX deposit, auction protocol, huge buy and burn pressure, huge buy and stake. And the other caveat to the auction process, which we introduced, is that when you come into the auction, you have 24 hours later, you can claim those tokens. So there's not a large amount of tokens coming on market at the same time. They are distributed as and when the user comes in and deposits that TitanX. So that adds quite a lot of game theory to that 24-hour period where do you come in at the beginning? Do you come in at the end? Do you DCA through the day? Yeah, there's going to be all sorts of gameplay involved there.
Gotcha. Now let's just start off with the auctions and let's just walk through this protocol. That was a great great explanation, and I think if we just go through each component just so people understand and they can get the game theory. So basically, you start off with a day one auction, and you can come into this auction. You basically get your share of Flux. So basically, you take your TitanX, you put into the auction, and based off of how much TitanX is in that auction, you have an allocation of Flux for each person. Is that correct?
Yeah. It's similar to how Blaze works. So you get your fair allocation. So if you've put, say, 10% of what has been put into that auction of TitanX, you will get 10% of the Flux tokens.
Gotcha. And then each day, the amount of Flux tokens that's up there decreases.
Each week. So it's a higher decrease, but it's weekly, yeah.
Okay, so each week it decreases. Okay, awesome. And then the last thing, I think I was looking at it. It ends after 2,888 days. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Awesome. Now, next thing, I want to talk a little bit about, I believe I saw a auto buy and max stake mechanic. So from my understanding is if you stake out and you're part of the 7-7 club, you automatically get your Flux. Actually, no, let's back up. So explain the staking component of the Flux protocol.
Yeah, so there's two sides to the staking. You've got your auto buy and max stake, and then you've got your voluntary staking. So your auto buy and max stake. For example, if you came into the auctions with $1,000 from day two onwards, day one slightly different, but if you come into the auctions from day two onwards with $1,000, $500 will go into the auction. It'll work exactly the same as. Well, yeah, the distribution works exactly the same as how it does with Blaze, as in you get your fair percentage from the available Flux, and then the other $500 goes straight on market, buys $500 worth of Flux on market, and then it max stakes it max stakes basically, but that's a rolling max stake. So at the end of the max stake, it automatically gets max stakes by the contract again. So you're basically burning the tokens, but you're getting the payout pools. The only payout pool you don't get is the 777 day payout pool, when you voluntary max stake, that's how you get access to that 777-day pool.
Okay, well, let's back up here. So you're saying that so the auto staking, how do you qualify for the auto staking? Is it just go ahead?
Yeah, so going into the auction, you don't qualify for it; it just automatically happens. So however much money you're going into the auction with, however much TitanX you're going into the auction with, half of it is put into the auction, and half of it buys Flux, and max stakes it for you. That is all done, and it's all done it's all done by the front end. You don't have to go in and buy that yourself. Just all happens automatically. Half of what you put in goes into the auction, half buys on market, and max stakes for you.
Okay, and then you have. Go ahead. Sorry.
Sorry. I'll just. The reason we did that is we wanted to match the buy pressure with the amount that's coming out on the auction. So that was the reason behind it. That's where we get sort of 100% of the 128.8% buy and burn, is because we are directly matching what the auction is worth with buy pressure.
Okay, that's actually a phenomenal strategy. When I saw that, I was going to ask you guys about that, and that's actually an interesting approach to tokenomics. Now, you have these staking payouts, correct? When you stake, right?
Yeah.
And then you can go in and claim those staking payouts, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. And with the auto staking, can you set it so that when you have a claim, you can put 50% back in and then claim 50% of it? Or do you have to just do that? Or do you have to do that manually?
So do you mean when you go into the auction, or when you're claiming your stakes?
When you're claiming your stakes.
Yeah, when you're claiming your stakes, it'll just be the same as what we're used to with Blaze. The amount will just come onto the DApp, and you can just go in and claim it, and then it'll just go into your wallet.
Okay,
it'll be the full amount, basically. Yeah.
Yeah, there's no automated claim for the TitanX. So all your rewards will come to your claim to the claim pool, and you'll be able to claim it, and you can either choose to come back into the auction or to use the TitanX to buy Inferno or Flux, whatever you fancy.
Okay, I get it. Yeah, I think when it said auto buy and max stake mechanic, that's where I got a little confused. But I see what you guys are saying. The theory is to make the Flux token deflationary to produce higher yields, so that incentivizes more people to participate in the auctions. So, yeah, I definitely do. I definitely do like this approach. Now, the 777 club, is that if you do like a max stake, you qualify for that? How do you qualify for this?
Yeah, so the 777 is if you voluntarily go in. So you've got no option going into the auction about that max stake. That is automatically done. So when you go in and you do a normal stake and you max stake it, and you voluntarily chose to max stake it, then that's when you get access to the 777 club. There's no, like on Blazer's 4,000 minimum, there's no minimum, so you can go in with as little as you want. We didn't want as much of a barrier to entry. So literally, as long as you max stake, you'll get all of your rewards. As long as you voluntary max stake, you'll get all of the rewards, including the 777.
Gotcha. I like this approach because it's another way to acquire TitanX passively, and it brings in that delay gratification process that we saw with Hex, but it's a little bit more simpler, and you can actually pull out the protocol. That's one thing that really caught my interest, because I know a lot of people are trying to find ways to make passive income. All right, cool. So got through that.
Also on the
go ahead.
Sorry, yeah, just also on that final or kind of exclusive pool to max day, because I think it's really good that we're giving the opportunity. So in Blaze, you had to be, and we designed it like an elite club, right? You have to 4,000 Blaze is still what, $8,000, over $8,000. So it's not a small amount by any means, So with the 777, it's more accessible to people with less bags, smaller bags, but everyone can come in and volunteer their Flux to that stake and earn those rewards from that pool. And I think what's good about this protocol is we're entering a time in TitanX where the focus is heavily on deflationary tokens with no staking, 100% buy and burn. I'm sure that's coming next. So Flux is going to be one of those protocols out there, one of few where people can come in and earn TitanX rewards. We're in the TitanX ecosystem. It's still going to be very, very attractive for staking. And there's a lot of stakers here in TitanX. And I know the focus has been heavily on the deflationary, kind of meme coin, Inferno style DragonX protocols at the minute. But there's a hell of a lot of stakers who want to earn TitanX. And I think Flux is going to really appeal to them. And the more people we appeal to and get staking through the auctions, the more value we push into Inferno. And Inferno is our little, rocket on the side that's going to impress everybody. So every tokenomic in Flux is directly connected to Inferno's performance. So yeah. It's good. I'm excited.
Yeah, and the other thing I noticed is, your weekly distribution decreases by about 1.2% every single week. So over little less than a year, the amount of tokens that's going to be produced from this protocol is going to cut in half, which it's going to have a huge impact over the course of the bull market. And then also on top of that, in my opinion, we're seeing TitanX go through a deflationary phase. So when TitanX starts reaching, about to go into a deflationary phase, I'm not saying we're deflationary yet, but when we reach that pivotal point in any protocol that's out there on the market that the market really likes and grabs onto, in my opinion, it's going to be absolutely killer. And with how Flux is positioned, I think the timing is perfect. And I think the tokenomics is going to be extremely beneficial, not only in this bull market, but also in the next bull market. So, awesome. And the other thing I want to ask you guys, so the burn intervals on the Flux token, have you guys have like a specified burn interval when it goes through the auction process? You set aside some time next to burn the Flux token. What's the interval on that? I'm just curious.
Yeah. So are you referring to the time interval between each call?
Yeah.
Yeah. So in Flux, 100% of the balance, the buy and burn balance, 100% of what is in that balance is used the following day. So all of the value that comes in day one is used in the buy and burn balance day two. So that is called through 180 calls, which is every 8 minutes. So every 8 minutes on day two, that will burn the entire balance of whatever came into that buy and burn contract from day one. And that continues on consecutively as the protocol carries on.
Okay, gotcha. So you go through a week and then you mint the Flux token, and then the following week, that's when that burn starts. Is that how that works? Or is it just when it collects every single day?
Yeah, it's every 24 hours. So if you look at how Inferno works, it collects in that mint period and then it distributes it through the week. So in Flux, it collects it in the previous day's contract, takes a snapshot on the turn of the next day, and then it will use that entire balance. So it doesn't roll anything over. It'll use that entire balance in that next 24-hour period.
That's interesting, because so you go through the 1 week auction and then that TitanX is used to burn Flux off the market, you could see some pretty crazy price discrepancies in terms of positive ROI behind this project, because that TitanX goes right in, burns the Flux token, and then you go through the auction process. Depending on how much participation you get, you could potentially see some pretty cool price action, in my opinion. So yeah, I like the approach. I love how you guys do it right off the bat. And then, once you get through the auction claim and it starts hitting the market, it gets into a lot of game theory.
Yeah.
Now, I want to talk to you guys about the distribution. And so this is the one part of Flux I absolutely love. So they're actually going to be taking TitanX and then swapping into Inferno and burning 7.2% of Inferno. And then that 28.8% is going to be used for a Flux buy and burn. So basically how the LP setup is, it goes from TitanX to Inferno to Flux. Is that how it's set up?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, cool. So there's a reason why this is extremely powerful in my opinion, and I'll draw this out just so a lot of people can understand. Now, if you guys have been following what's going on with Inferno, Inferno's right now going through its minty phase as a buy and burn, and then sooner or later we're going to start to see the supply get capped. And so the way Flux is designing is that Inferno is going to be like a medium of exchange between the Flux protocol and TitanX. Now let me just do a quick diagram. I find that when I draw stuff out, people understand it more than just actually saying it, if that makes sense. So we start off here with TitanX, and then this is bonded to Inferno. And then from Inferno, we go to Flux. That's basically the route you have to go if you were to trade into the Flux token. Now, right here on Inferno, at the end of this week, this is going to be capped. And so what the Flux protocol is going to do is it's going to be introducing, what was it, a 16.2% burn?
17.2. Yeah.
Yeah, so 17.2% burn right here. So what that's going to do is it's going to reduce the token supply of Inferno. And then on top of that, you're going to get another 28.8%. Oh, 8%.
Yeah.
That's going to buy the Inferno token and then burn the Flux token. So that adds up to about 47. So the economic energy coming from TitanX passing through the Inferno token, it's going to basically create a really great asset that is capped, not inflationary, and could potentially have some awesome price appreciation. So just from that alone, I firmly believe that you're going to have a lot of arbitrage opportunities between Flux and TitanX. Is that how you guys designed this protocol to really leverage the Inferno system?
Yeah, Josh, you can take that because you keep saying you keep loving the ARB monster sort of side of it, don't you? So yeah, I'll let you take that.
Yeah, I love the narrative of there's going to be so many but there's going to be so many contract forced buys through Flux. So you're going to have all this buy pressure into Inferno from the auto buy, the direct buy and burn, and all the value going through for the Flux burn. So there's going to be a lot of arb plays between the liquidity pools of TitanX Inferno Flux. I mean, I'm sure someone's going to set up a Flux TitanX pool at some point. I mean, it's only inevitable. So there's going to be a lot going on there, and I believe there's going to be a lot of arb just in terms of the actual Flux auction. So because when you come in, there's a timestamp. So if you come in at the second hour of the auction, your tokens are not available until 24 hours later. But if someone comes in 4 hours into the auction, their tokens are not available until 24 hours later also. So you have a 2-hour difference there, but you also have these auto buys happening and occurring within the time that people are claiming. So there's going to be huge arb opportunities there to come in and potentially be subject to some price appreciation through the auto buy mechanic, where people might be coming into the auction whilst your tokens are coming onto market. So just the learning inside the Flux auction itself is huge arb opportunities. And that's going to be massively down to the amount of value that we're using from the Flux distribution. So the actual auctions the actual auction value can actually be net neutral, even with huge ROI on the auction. So even if the auction closes at a large ROI to the user, that's still net neutral to the whole ecosystem, the whole Flux ecosystem, because there is quite a high amount of value getting pushed into there. So yeah. Long story short, the arb monster, that's what I've been calling it. So there's going to be so much opportunity.
So I'm going to break this down for you guys because just for you guys who didn't catch all that. Like I completely understand what you're saying with arbitrage, but I think it'd be great if you explain this to the audience because most of these guys, it's a new terminology for them. So arbitrage gets into liquidity pools. So a liquidity pool is basically a marketplace on the blockchain within a DEX. And a decentralized exchange has basically all these prices of tokens. And between each token, you have a set price of the token. And so sometimes when you have a token paired up with two other tokens that you can trade in and out of, the price of that said token could be different. So in this case, what Josh was talking about, we're going to have Inferno that could be swapped for through TitanX. And then we also have Flux, which can also be swapped into Inferno, which means in these two liquidity pools, there's going to be two separate different prices of the Inferno token. And so when you go in and do an arbitrage trade, what you're looking at is the difference in these prices and how you can make money off of it. So I'll give you an example. Let's say Inferno is $1 in this pool. And this is a hypothetical, all right? Because I know you guys are going to freak out. Like, oh my God, Chris says Inferno going to $1. I'm making it simple.
I'm going to clip it. I'm clipping this bit.
And then in this pool, you have Inferno at $2, right? So let's say you're an arbitrage buy and you say, oh, wow, look at this. Look at this price discrepancy. Well, I'm going to go in here and buy $100 of Inferno in the TitanX pool and then sell it in this pool and basically get $100. So you basically made a 2x off your money. That's how arbitrage bots work. Now, here's what we do with arbitrage bots and people like to do is they set up something called V3 liquidity. And I know this is a lot of terminology, but it's called V3. Now, in V2, you basically earn fees when you provide liquidity to a DEX. So you pair up two tokens, you put it up there and say, hey, use my tokens to trade in between them. Now, in V2, the fees go back into that pair and you accumulate more Inferno and Flux. But in version 3, it's a little bit different because those fees that they usually put back into the liquidity pair or the liquidity pool where you just earn fees, they actually directly pay it out to you. So what people like to do is create V3 LPs to earn fees off of the arbitrage bots. And that's what Josh was just saying earlier, because with the Flux auction, the price of Flux is going to change so much, which means the price of Inferno in this pool is going to change a bunch. And because that's going to change a bunch, you're going to have people coming in from the Inferno and TitanX pool and trading Inferno and Flux in and out of this pool to make a bunch of money. And that's the game theory behind Flux. Josh, would you say that's correct with an explanation of what you just broke down?
Yeah, spot on. And I think even there's potential protocol ideas that could really leverage those ideas there. And I'm excited to see what can come from that, because that excites me a lot. I'm a liquidity provider, and if I can find an arbitrary trade like that, I'm going to be all over it.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. Especially if Inferno goes to $2, right, man? Yeah. So cool. And then before we get on, and we got to keep it moving because we got a couple other things to talk about this protocol. The last thing I want to say about why this is so powerful. So Inferno is going to be capped on, was it Sunday, guys? Sundays is when you do the mint claim, right?
Yeah, so, yeah. But it'll be the end. Yeah, in Saturday, it'll be capped. People will still be claiming it. So, yeah, people can still claim it after that point, but we'll know what the maximum possible supply will be.
Gotcha. So if this is a cap supply, I've already heard about like 3 or 4 projects building on top of Inferno. I heard there's a rumor that there's an Inferno 2.0. So I'm not sure if that's coming out to market yet, but that's a rumor. So don't take my word for it. Josh, can you confirm this or?
I cannot confirm or deny.
Okay, I got you. All right, so I'm not gonna get in trouble. And then there's probably gonna be another one. We'll call this X and then Y. So on top of what a Flux is doing, they're adding value to Inferno, and then we have other projects coming in and building on top of it. So how I see it is there's a lot of economic energy going into this meme coin project, which is in turn creating its own sub ecosystem within the TitanX ecosystem. So it's pretty crazy. It's like It's like a layer 2 with a bunch of layer 3s on top of it, if that makes sense. Hopefully that made sense to anybody who got it. So
yeah, I was really interested in this actually, just the idea around it. So I think we kind of touched on it previously, Chris, that like communities, they have a meme coin, founders they build a meme coin, they build a big community, and then they use the meme coin in some kind of staking or utility or whatever format they use it in, but they don't tend to build around the meme coin and push value into it. So I think this is kind of a whole new uncharted territory in terms of meme coin utility and use case.
gotcha. Yeah, I do agree, and I'll be curious to see how this plays out. So awesome breakdown, guys. Now let me go back to the white paper and let's just break down the rest of the stuff we got here. So next thing, all right. So we went through the Flux buy and burn. We talked about the rewards pools. Now the next thing I want to talk to you guys about, the 4% TitanX to the Dragon Vault and the 2% TitanX to the Helios Treasury. What's the theory behind this?
The theory is we wanted to burn TitanX initially and then send it to the TitanX dead address, and then after research and discussing with the community and the different founders, the better option to utilize the TitanX is to send it to other build on TitanX protocols, and especially with the way that DragonX and Helios are set up, that TitanX will be entered into max stakes, and they are recurring max stakes. So I think within TitanX we've kind of coined, if it's a max stake and it's recurring, it's banned, it's gone. It's not going to reduce the supply on chain, but it's gone. It's off the market. It's never to return. So it's as good as being banned. So the benefit of doing how we've done this is that these stakes will extract the Ethereum out of the TitanX contract, staking contract, and will be used in buy and burns, going back into the community, and just generally bringing that Ethereum back into the ecosystem instead of into potential drains or leaks. If it goes back into a user, maybe they're going to run away and go over to another protocol with it. Whereas this system here keeps everything inside the TitanX ecosystem and essentially bolsters and strengthens everything. So that's why, and it's more beneficial than just burning the coin, because it means that we can bring value back into the system.
Yeah, I do agree. The DragonX and the Helios Vault are going to be extremely important, especially to the longevity of TitanX, because it started off with staking, where users will stake their tokens to protect the price. And then now that these vaults are present, it's actually bringing that economic energy back into the ecosystem. So in my opinion, a lot of these stakes are basically an incentivization for projects, another incentivization for projects to build on top of TitanX. So I do like this approach, and I do think that while you are adding extreme immense value to Inferno, you're also adding this value to the entire ecosystem, so it lifts up pretty much TitanX going on to the future. Awesome. So we got talked about this, got into the staking, talked a little bit about talk about the rewards breakdown. So if you guys get into and you start staking, you have a payout every 8-day, 28-day, 88 days, and then you have the 777 club. So you only did three periods, correct?
Yeah.
Well, technically 4, but three in general.
3 normal ones, yeah.
Okay. Awesome. And then just do a quick breakdown, just showing the chart. So this chart needs to be updated, but overall, guys, I think the best way to really think about this protocol, it's an auction that leverages Inferno as like a medium exchange, as a deflationary asset, and it's designed to provide arbitrage opportunities, build an ecosystem, and also to uplift the entire TitanX ecosystem. So overall, man, I really like what you guys got rock and rolling. Josh, is there anything that I miss with this protocol?
I mean, I think the reward system's quite important because, you know, the rewards are in TitanX. So 88-day pool. Where's TitanX going to be in 88 days, value wise, price wise? You know, not financial advice, but I expect it to be a little bit higher than it is today. So those rewards could become pretty heavy. That's going to draw in a lot more eyes on the protocol. That's going to push a hell of a lot more value through Inferno. Yeah, I mean, what do I want more, Inferno or Flux? I don't know this period and this time, but I fucking love both of them, and they are going to be completely stuck together. They're completely bonded. They're feeding each other. Yeah, man, I'm just fucking can't wait to get it out. We're almost ready to ship, man. We are almost ready to ship. Yeah, it's going to be cool.
Well, the other thing I will say is, if you guys look at Hyper, it's like another form of trying to acquire more TitanX. Some people call it short-term miners. And then we got Hydra, which is that version for Dragon X. And then now you got Flux, which is going to be this version for Inferno. So in my opinion, a lot of people are going to be gaming the system saying like, okay, Inferno's doing its thing. How can I get more Inferno? I can utilize the Flux auctions. And so I do think that we're going to see a lot of traction with this protocol specifically, especially once we see how Inferno plays out after this mint phase. So overall, I think it's a great approach. Actually, one other question. Do you guys have something set up to build on Flux? Did you guys game anything into the system?
Yeah, so the Flux team doesn't at the moment, but there is another team who are I'm working with another team on the tokenomics, and we're almost they are finalized with what they want to build, and we could go into development pretty soon, and that is on Flux. Yeah, so that's pretty wild, man. We're not even launched, and there's people designing protocols already to build. So yeah,
wow.
that's pretty cool.
Like how many protocols do you know that are planning launching on TitanX? Just like rough estimate.
I mean, I personally know at least 8, and that's ones that no one else knows about. So
wow.
Yeah, add the 8 to the ones that are on the TitanX hub, and then yeah, it's a
Okay.
lot.
Yeah, so with those 8 that you know about, I think there's actually probably closer to about 14, because there's a bunch that I know about that I'm pretty sure no one else knows, that I've been talking to. With like, there's one developer getting with a lot of people and talking and set up tokenomics, and this is outside the Blaze team. So yeah, man, we got about 14 project launches over the next couple months. So oh man, this is crazy. And you know, live stream, there's gonna be a lot of live streamers talking about these new protocols. There's a lot of like interconnections. We got layer 2s, layer 3s, layer 4s. Man, I love this stuff. Scott, in your opinion, well, actually, wait, a little bit of breakdown. So you say you're a developer, correct?
I'm not a developer, no. I just have a big input with the devs and the tokenomics, that side of things.
Okay, I got you. Cool. So Scott, in your opinion, out of all the projects that are out on market and are about to launch, which one do you think will have a huge impact on the TitanX ecosystem?
Oh, you can't say that to me. Am I allowed to choose my own product type?
That's fine. That's fine.
No, I am. To be honest, it's not like that. We've seen ones in the past that was about to launch and launching, and we knew it wasn't going to go well, and things didn't go well. I won't name any names. I don't see that with anything that's getting launched that I've seen up to now. There's no train wrecks coming from what I can see. So to really swerve your question, all of them.
That's good. That's a great answer. I love it. Actually, the other thing I wanted to ask, you guys don't have to tell me anything, but I heard there's a rumor about building on top of Element 280. You guys know anything about this rumor? I'm just curious. You don't have to answer.
My face probably tells me that I do know something. Yeah.
And
yeah, there is something being built on 280. Yeah.
Okay, I got you. Awesome.
I'm not sure how much I'm allowed to share.
I just heard a rumor. That's all. I heard a little bird. Everyone's telling me rumors and stuff, so it's getting crazy, and there's so many rumors. It's insane. So cool. All right, let's go through quick questions. So the Mo, let's freaking go. Good to see you, my man. Goo Guy, big alpha incoming. Shout out to my boy Goo Guy, guys. Please go follow him. Awesome dude.
Yeah, man.
What's the Flux fuss about? Oh man, I love that one. That's a good one. I think, yeah, that's a good point because like Flux, you can easily meme that and really coin that name. So I think it was a great branding across the board.
Nice.
Flux is built on Inferno, mega bullish, good stuff. That's her boy, Ryan Torres. Let's get it. Good to see you, my man. Awesome. Mr. Free World, Inferno to a penny. TitanX, what's going on, my man? Good to see you. Superman Crypto, what the flux is happening here? Love it.
Brilliant.
Gotcha. Inferno is a meme coin utility, best of both worlds. Good stuff. Penny, good to see you, my man. Always good. Oh, yeah, here you go. Inferno to $2. I knew it was good. I knew it was coming in.
Bullish.
Bullish. So we got Viber Finance up in here. Got Facing Reality up in here. Good to see you. Rayman, the flux capacitor. I love that.
Brilliant.
Good stuff. All right, let's see. See what else we got in here. 10 Top, always good to see you. Good stuff. Crypto awesome. This is the real alpha. Stoked on Flux. Absolutely. A lot of us are stoked on Flux.
Okay, so look out for Crypto Awesome's got something fucking sick coming, man.
Oh yeah?
I've been working. I guess I'll place myself technically in his team in terms of the involvement of what he's doing there. And yeah, I'm fucking bullish on that. It's gonna be cool. That's ready to ship as well. That's finished.
Wow.
So there's another protocol coming.
Wait, so are you guys both part of the same developer company? It's what was the name of the company again?
Accelerate.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So you guys have been pretty busy. Would you say?
It's been crazy. We've been mental busy, haven't we, Josh? It just doesn't stop. It is.
I'm actually I'm blown away, actually, to be honest with you. We was approached by a couple of people to help out. Can you help us with this? Do you know some devs? Do you know auditors? Yeah, sure. Okay, cool. I'm happy to help. Let's do this. Let's get this set up. That was cool. Went really well. Another person approached us, and then we thought, hang on. We can't just spend the rest of our lives helping everybody build fucking protocols. There's got to be something that we've got to set up here properly, have some sort of structure and organize properly, because it was getting crazy. And we built a website, accelerate.build. I've dropped it in the chat there, and put it on X, and it's absolutely blown up. Like there's 3 of us there, and we're probably all getting at least 2 or 3 people coming to us every day. And all right, yeah, 80%, 90% are going to be time wasters or just flirting with the idea, which is fine. Ideas are great, and it's good to hear what people are into, but there's a lot of people, man. A lot of people want to build, and the fact that they're coming through us means that it's always going to be TitanX principles. We're going to build it exactly how it's supposed to be built, double audited, triple audited, decentralized. Everything is TitanX paired. Like, we're never going to launch anything under Accelerate brand that doesn't fit the TitanX ecosystem. So yeah, man, it's fucking blown up, and it's really blown me away. Yeah.
I love it, man. I love it. And, I've had a couple of private conversations with you, and it just seems like you guys have been doing your thing, bringing products to market. And I think Inferno really proved what you guys were capable of. And I'm excited to see this. And I'm hearing about these new protocols left and right and diving in. And right now it's build on TitanX, but wait for build on X28. Just think about that.
We've got stuff lined up.
You got stuff lined up for X28?
I think I've said so much already, but we've got one thing in particular lined up, but it's very early stages, but it's going to be crazy.
Jeez, man, there's a lot of gossip going on in here, man. You guys got to put me in your Telegram chat. It's not fair. Wow. I love it.
There's actually so there's a protocol that is already in development that will be built on Ethereum, but the initial phase will be built on Ethereum, but the actual main protocol will be built on an L2, so that will utilize X28. So that's already in development. So that is from Accelerate as a brand. So we're actually going to launch our own protocol. So that's pretty cool. And then I think what Scott's alluding to is something that we can't go too much into at the moment, but
okay,
that's that could be real game changing for TitanX ecosystem if we can pull that off.
You know what? We got to do a live stream where it's just us three talking about new projects coming up and all the gossip you guys know. We got to do this, dude.
Hey, I think that would get some viewers, man. That would pop off.
That would get some viewers, but that would upset a lot of people if something accidentally spilled. So
yeah, it's so difficult to like chat with you in a relaxed format, but live on stream, and knowing that I've got certain protocols that I know about that shouldn't be discussed, and it's like I'm going to slip up one of these days and I'm going to have verbal diarrhea all over the screen.
Yeah. The best part about it is we're almost at 300 viewers. Yeah, guys, actually, please repost this live stream right now on Twitter so we can get more and reach more people all across x.com and also on YouTube because they like to gatekeep us. So good stuff.
Have you seen that? Crypto Awesome's just put a comment there.
What do you say? We will announce on Sunday stream. Okay. All right.
Nice.
All right. You guys go over to Crypto Awesome, follow him on Twitter, and then check out his live stream because he's going to be launching a new project protocol, which is going to be extremely awesome. And I'm excited to talk about it once it's out there. Now, one thing I want to ask you guys, out of all the protocols that you see coming across your company, do you see it more of like the typical hyper TitanX mining, Helios type of stuff, or is it more so leaning towards the meme coins with the massive burn behind it?
Yeah, we've just been talking about this actually this evening. There is a hell of a lot of people that love the Inferno model at the minute. It is hot, man. It's so hot. And I think it's good because I think it's a good thing because we're going to be able to really build the like creme de la creme of the Inferno meme coin at some point. And all of the 80% of the Inferno style protocols that people have approached us with, they all feed back into Inferno. So it's like just going to be fucking insane.
That's what we want. That's what we want. No, that's see, when I figured that out, and when I figured out that a lot of people are launching and putting the value into Inferno and rotating into their own protocol, that's when I knew Inferno was going to be a beast. Because I know most of you guys are probably like, oh, the Inferno buy and burn, MV bot attack, buy and burn was decentralized. And which that is true, and there's going to be some difficulties towards the end of this week. But the one thing I'm trying to get across is when you have a new piece of technology and you try to implement something new, there's always going to be issues that you can't account for. And this is a scenario. And what's great about this space is you can build off of other people's success, or, well, you can learn from other people's mistakes and then improve on it. I'll give you guys a great example. I know some of you guys are in Pulse Chain. Richard Hart looked at Ethereum and said, hey, how can we just make Ethereum better and then launch Pulse Chain? That's all he did. And it's the same exact scenario with Inferno. So that's just my viewpoint. And once I started to see this development coming through, I honestly do think that we're going to see something magical happen with Inferno as these project protocols continue to roll out. So, and then the other thing, I got one crazy idea for a project. And I have a lot of people that hit me up and say, hey, Chris, what type of project should I do? I give them tokenomics utility. I let them run with it, and they can get all the credit. I don't care. I think it's just cool if people are building on top of TitanX. And I had this one project that I want to say, because I know someone's going to do it, but I also want to kind of gatekeep a little bit. But it has a lot to do with, like, you know, the model you guys created and also the meme coin production. Because if you can find a way where it makes it easier for users to create these meme coins while adding the same principles we see in Top One Inferno, it's going to explode.
Yeah.
So
I know exactly what you're alluding to.
Yeah. I mean, I knew you guys would pick up. I know someone's going to pick it up, and hey, if someone picks that up and actually launches it, I'll be so happy, because at that point, TitanX is going to be in a good position, because that's the one thing that could get the ecosystem rolling. So awesome.
Maybe it can be called accelerate.fun.
All right. Well, he just gave it away. He just gave it away. So
I've put my stake in the ground. You're gonna have to be quick now.
You got it. So the theory is, if you guys see what's going on with pump.fun, when you launch a meme coin, a bunch of fees are generated from that platform, and then those fees go directly back to the pump fund people. Now, if you were to create a pump fund platform on top of TitanX and then take those fees and push it through TitanX and maybe do some sort of buy and burn of some token that's paired with TitanX, dude, it would be insane. And if you can find a way where you have a bonding curve that takes TitanX and use it to burn that meme coin out into the future, this would get rid of, like, a lot of rugs and all this craziness. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, definitely, man. And that, to be fair, like that is part of the reason why we really started pushing Accelerate, is to try and avoid people making mistakes and try and focus people's energy into actually building good quality TitanX first principle products. So yeah, man, that would be great.
Yeah, it'd be crazy. Good stuff. All right, now let's get through the rest of these. TitanX Bull, there's not enough TitanX for all this amazing products. Could definitely agree. Rich, well, let's see. John May, good to see you. Always good to have you in the chat, my man. TEDx, good to see you. Let's see. Proof of Sleep, good to see you, dude. The only thing is we don't sleep, so
definitely.
And then Hodl for Life, 4,000 Blaze equals staked. Diamond Club. Bada bing, bada boom.
Good man.
Well, guys, sounds good. I think that's a great live stream. I think we covered Flux, and then I think we got into a lot of project gossip. So I wonder how many views this live stream is going to get. So I think the gossip thing is going to really sell it.
Well, I'm taking I seem to be taking on Ali's role, because normally Ali's the one who can't keep his mouth shut, but it turns out it's me tonight.
I think it was mostly me, because I kept picking and prying. So if anyone asks, just blame it on me. So
that was too easy.
I gotcha. Well, guys, that's it for this live stream. Please check out Flux.win. Follow him on Twitter. Check out the Blaze team. Please follow Scott. Scott, what's your Twitter handle?
My Twitter is ScottyBlaze369.
Awesome. And then please check out my boy Bad Sports. What's your Twitter handle, man?
Josh Blaze Labs, I think.
Awesome. All right. Well, you guys can follow. Just type in
Blaze
Josh
Labs. That's it. Josh Blaze Labs.
I got you. Well, just type in Bad Sports and it'll come up on Twitter. And then, guys, please follow the verse 36 at please follow the verse at the verse 369. We'll continue to cover TitanX, meme coins, and all the good stuff. Until then, guys, we'll catch you guys in the next one.